The issues surrounding plagiarism can often be confusing and misunderstood, possibly resulting in fear, frustration, or confusion for students. This seminar, to your credit, using the words and ideas of others correctly, is intended to address your questions and your concerns regarding plagiarism and academic integrity. Our own writing often begins using the work or research of others. This segment will address why we use sources and why we cite sources. One of the things you're going to be asked to do as students over and over again is to use sources. You can use primary sources, you can use secondary sources, but you're always going to have to use sources when you write papers and you do research. So I want to discuss why we use sources and why we cite sources. So first of all, let's talk about why we use sources. The first reason we use sources is to acknowledge that learning is a communal activity. Now, by communal activity, what I mean is our learning community. Now, our learning community can be the people in our class. Our learning community can be the people in our discipline. Our learning community can also be much larger than that and encompass people around the world who are interested in what we are doing, what research we're working on, and the kinds of things we're studying. So, learning is communal. It's not just an individual process. The second thing is, we don't know everything. Now, occasionally my students think I know everything, but I don't know everything. You don't know everything, and your professors don't expect you to know everything. So when we use sources, we're using other people's words, other people's ideas, so that we can support our own. The third reason that we use sources is to build on what other people have done in the past. Now, as a first-year student, particularly second, third-year student, your professors do not expect you to come up with profound, brilliant new ideas. You hope you can, but we don't expect that of you. What we expect is that you have an idea and you support that idea based upon the research, the thoughts, and the ideas of other people. The fourth reason we use sources is to support and develop our own ideas. So we might have a small idea and we use other people's ideas to carry our idea forward, to develop in a slightly different way, but we're still basing it on other people's ideas. And the last reason is to synthesize ideas. What this means is we might take person A's ideas, person B's ideas, and person C's ideas. We bring them together in a unique and different way. When we do that, that idea is ours, but it's also based and synthesized on other people's ideas. So those are the reasons that we're going to use sources. Now, once we've used sources, we have to understand why we cite sources. Now, most of us think we cite sources because our professors want us to, because our professors expect us to, and that's true. But really, there's more profound and important reasons why we need to cite other sources. So I've broken it down into three categories. The first reason we need to cite sources is for our reader. The first thing is we show our reader that we've done our research. I'm always shocked when students try to hide or pretend that they didn't use other books and other sources. We want to know that you've done your reading and that you've used other people's ideas. The second thing we're doing is we want to show our reader and we want to educate them. We want to communicate to them what other people have said at other times and other places about this particular concept or this idea. Connected to that, we direct our readers to where they can get additional information, where they can get more information on this topic. So we cite sources so that our reader can know we've done our reading, our studying, our research. They can find that material if they need to find it. The second category is we do it for the source, him or herself. Now this is very simple. We want to acknowledge that someone else's ideas have contributed to ours. So in another way, we're thanking them for helping us out. We're giving them credit for what work they did, for their ideas and their words. Now I've had two questions about this through the years, and I want to talk about those two questions. Students say to me, and this is going to sound kind of strange, what if the writer is dead? Do I still need to cite them? Because dead people don't care. And the fact is, it doesn't matter if the person died 1,000 years ago, you still need to reference them and cite them and thank them in one way or another. So it doesn't matter when they died, where they were, we still cite them. The second question that students sometimes ask me is, what if the material that I read was in a different language? It never was in English. Do I need to cite that? Now this is a bit more problematic because the student seems to be implying no one will know, no one will care. But in fact, that's not the case. If you translate something yourself or you get a translation from somewhere else of someone else's work, you still need to cite that person regardless of the fact of whether or not they've used English as their original language. So those are the reasons we use sources, and those are the reasons that we cite sources.